Hello and welcome to the Dragons Are Real podcast. Today I'm going to be looking at the indie RPG Through the Void by Tony Vasinda. If you're not familiar with Tony runs the +1 EXP website where he sells indie RPGs and beard products. An unusual combination, I'm sure you agree. To be fair to Tony, The Void is a sci-fi game written by Tony. It is based on the Together We Go system, which was the mechanics from Down We Go by Markus Linderum, and these are available through the +1 EXP website to purchase. Through the Void is $3 US. If you pay $15 or more, you get a 32-page expanded version or the Ashcan version of Through the Void, which was funded through a successful crowdfunding campaign. It's set after the solar wars destroyed most of the galaxy. The empires have been demolished, the legions have been scattered, and humanity is in a bit of a pickle. It's a minimalist OSR game designed for 1 to 7 players, and the core rules of the game fit on one sheet of paper. So let's have a look what you get on your one sheet of paper. You have a character sheet, and each of the characters, which are known as drifters in this game, have 4 specialities. These are like your attributes, and you have 2 points to put into these 4 specialities. So these 4 specialities are Recon, which is your agility, deception, your defense bonus, your Tech, which is your willpower, logic, and systems operation, Medic is your poise, soothe, and social influence, and Merc is your endurance, nerve, and to hit bonus. You put your 2 points in, so each of these 4 specialities is going to have a modifier between 0 and 2. The modifier is known as your level, and this is the modifier you'll be adding to a D20 roll. If you put any points into your 4 specialities, for each point you put on, you can pick one of the abilities from a list below that speciality, and these abilities are the specific actions that drifters can take which automatically succeed. Some of these abilities increase in power the more levels there are in the specialities, or they last for longer. Quite a neat concept. Each of the characters has between 2 and 5 hits, depending on which of the most points they've got in one of the 4 specialities, and if the hits are all crossed out, which takes it to 0, then that character is dead. Your to hit bonus is the points you put into your Merc level, and your defense bonus is the points you put into your Recon. It's a player facing game, so the players make all the rolls. They roll to hit, and if they're attacked they roll to defend. You also pick a background. There are 4 backgrounds on offer, and each of these backgrounds has a small quote, and it tells you the advantage of using that background. And the background can be used once per session. So it's a D20 game. You roll a D20, you add your level in which of the specialities you've got, and you're trying to beat a difficulty number. When it comes to combat, you roll a D6. On a 4+, you go before the enemies go, and on a turn you can take a move and 1 action. If you make an attack, then each successful attack inflicts 1 hit regardless of weapon on the enemy, and when you are attacked, you roll a d20 and you add your defense bonus, and you're trying to avoid the hit. If you're wearing power armor, you can re-roll your defense roll, and depending on the type of armor you get 1, 2 or 3 rolls before the armor needs repairs. An unusual rule in this, I don't know how you do it online, but if you're playing in person and your dice ends up on the floor, then your character gets sucked out into the cold vacuum of space at the next remotely reasonable moment. Shows you what this game is about. When it comes to your inventory, you can carry a number of items, 1 for each of your head, body, weapon, tool, auxiliary and credit spots, and then you have 6 other inventory slots. And then there's a nice list of equipment you can have in each of the body slots or in your auxiliary equipment. If you have a ship, and there is a ship character sheet on the reverse side of the paper, and to build your ship you pick 2 modules from the list below from any combination of classes, and you place them in slots 1 and 2. Every ship has a basic engine, simple weapons, crew and command deck that don't take slots. Your maximum fuel, hull, fuel and supply are equal to the total number of slots you have. And the 4 types of ships available are battleship, support, experimental and courier. When it comes to combat for ships, again it's a d6 roll to decide who goes first. On the 4 to 6 the drifter goes first. They perform a combat action and they cannot make another action again until the end of the round. Your standard combat actions are manoeuvre, attack or activate module, and again it's a d20 roll. When it comes to the difficulty rolls, this is the first time it mentions the type of difficulty you should roll. So for a manoeuvre it's versus 15 or difficulty, an attack is versus the target's difficulty, and activate module is versus 10 to use a module ability. Now nowhere in the document does it say what difficulty should be set at, but I'm guessing for a d20 game you're looking at 5 for very easy, 10 for normal, 15 for difficult, and 20 for harder, or almost impossible. But that's just a guess because it's not set out in the rules, but I'm sure you can work it out. When it comes to travel, each day in the void your ships consume 1 fuel and 1 supply, and ships can travel 1 hex per sector per day. There is a list of actions that a drifter can do in a ship, and there is also improving a ship and how to improve your ship. So as you can see, it's quite a bare bones system, but I think it sets out what it needs to do, and I'm sure in the 32-page version you're going to get a lot more fluff added and maybe a few more explanations. So all in all, for $3 I think it's a nice little system. That's the whole point of indie RPGs. You don't want pages and pages of rules, you want to get up and going. And also if you go to the itch.io page, there is a run through of The Drain by Ian Newsom, which is a great little module, and that's using the Through the Void rules. So you get to see the game in action. That's all for this episode. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you all on the flip side.